You're listening to The Standard Podcast. Eye-opening for your ears.
สวัสดีค่ะโบสาวิตรีนะคะ This is We Need To Talk Podcast Talk Show ภาษาอังกฤษสำหรับคนไทยที่ใช้ภาษาอังกฤษค่ะ Hi you guys, welcome back to our show. Thank you so much for listening. แกสของเราในวันนี้นะคะเป็นที่รู้จักไปทั้งประเทศแบบเปรี้ยงปร้างมากๆเลยจากเวที The Voice Thailand Season 2 นะคะแล้วจากนั้นนะคะก็มีงานเพลงออกมาเรื่อยๆรวมถึงผลงานการแสดงภาพยนตร์ชื่อดังอย่างเช่น Freelance ห้ามป่วยห้ามพักห้ามรักหมอและพรจากฟ้าด้วยนะคะวันนี้ดีใจมากๆเลยที่จะได้มานั่งคุยกับเธอแบบตัวเป็นๆนะคะ Let's meet her right now. Please welcome Violet What's
Yay! Hello everyone.
สวัสดีค่ะน้อง
สวัสดีค่ะ
So nice to have you here. So welcome to the show.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you for being here. First of all, even though this is the first time you joined our show,
Okay.
but your name has been mentioned on our show several times
For
by
real?
our guests. Yes. Two different guests actually.
Okay.
Here's proof. Do you think there's a difference between, for the new generation of kids, do you see any changes in terms of being in a band these days versus back in the day?
Being in a band?
Yeah.
Well, when you play, not really. I mean, a musician will always be a musician. Mm-hmm. An artist will always
It's
be an
Pinoy.
artist.
Yeah.
But you notice in terms of
Maybe like their lifestyles or like the way
I don't
their
know
band
some of the singers they're
interacts or
talking
something.
about, the young singers. I didn't know who Violet was until recently. That's because I'm just getting older, and they mentioned about all this. And then when I discovered, when I went on YouTube, and I was like, oh shit, she's got 70 million hits.
Yeah.
Damn, she's. God, I've been out of it.
This is huge.
And,
I mean, like Pinoy is talking about me. I thought we were just like crossing each other in the awards, like movies awards. And I was like, oh my God, that's Pinoy. And he's like, he knows who I am.
And he recognizes your music.
Yeah, that is huge for me. I mean, I saw him on the stage and he was like accepting the award and he has the speech and things like that. And I was like, oh my God, that's Pinoy. And he's so nice how he talks and he's so like, น่าเอ็นดูอ่ะ when he's like I mean he's trying to speak Thai but he couldn't think of the words so I was like ลุ้นแทน him มาก
How does it feel to have him recognize you as an artist?
I don't know how to describe this feeling. I mean it made me really happy and it feels like does he really knows me? He's listening to my song for real? Like I wasn't so sure but I mean since he said it I mean wow.
Yeah.
Like I mean I worked with พี่เบิร์ดธงชัย as well and พี่ปอด Modern Dog and I told myself like wow I'm like really lucky I get to work with these artists like they're like the top one in Thailand and I'm like who is this girl why is she working with them like this is huge for me
It's surreal, huh?
Yeah it's surreal
It's like a dream come true. All right, so here's another one. This person was on our show like a few weeks ago.
Okay.
And he said that he would love to write, direct, and star in his own movie someday. So when I asked him who would he like to have as a leading actress, let's listen.
But if I had to choose a girl, okay, let's go back to this. If I had to choose a girl to play, who do I want to make out with? Let me see. Oh man, there's so many.
Who is this?
There's one girl that I really look up to as an actress, Jessica Chastain. She's amazing.
Good.
Yeah, she's good. But you know what? Like I actually actresses here because being in the industry here there's actually some really good actresses such as Violet Waltier which I did a music video with recently.
It's Joseph right?
Her single came out Drive the first international
I was like who is this
because now she's like an independent artist.
Oh he's a great like actor he's really great
he studied but then now she's
yeah he told me like in England
now
independent and that's why she released like
an international song.
Yes.
And it's really good.
Really good. Really good.
I
And she's going to release an album. It's like, high hopes.
Wow.
And she's a really good actress. Really good, like she's been in,
that's so sweet.
So she's another one to like, actually, you know what? Her, I would choose her.
Yeah.
So that was
thank you, Joseph.
from the Face Men and the Face All Stars. So how was your experience acting with him in your music video?
Well, I didn't expect anything at first, and so like when we shot the music video, I was really surprised by his acting, because he's a model.
Yeah.
And I didn't expect him to like act so well. So when he started acting, I was like, oh man, this guy can act, like really can act. So I feel like I made like the really, really right decision to choose this guy as the main actor for the music video. So yeah.
So if he was to make a movie about his life and he would cast you as his leading lady,
Yes,
would
I
you
would say
yes?
yes.
Yes! I'm waiting for this movie to come out. I'm waiting for him to make this movie to watch it. Okay, so this is what we already know about you. We know that you're half Thai and half Belgian. And you were born in Japan and moved to Thailand when you were very little. How old were you when you moved here?
I was 2. Yeah, so like my first language that I started talking was actually Japanese.
Really?
Yeah, but I mean I forgot all those because like we moved here and nobody's talking to me in Japanese. So yeah.
That's so cool. So worldly.
Yeah,
If
I
you
know.
have a-
Like
you know, you
like
have
every part of me is like somewhere around the world. Yeah.
You leave your marks everywhere. We heard that your dad speaks French to you.
Yeah.
And your mom speaks Thai to you.
Yeah.
And they speak English to each other.
Yeah.
So is that how you eventually became a trilingual?
Yeah, I think it became because of that. Because like my mom doesn't speak French and my dad doesn't speak Thai. So the only language they can speak together is English. So when we all like the whole family want to speak together, we need to speak in English. So that's how I think. I don't know. Yeah.
Are you comfortable with all three, or which would you say you're
think
most
like
comfortable with?
I think Thai is the best like that I can do.
Yeah.
I mean, when I talk in English or French, I still think like, you know, it mixed together like both French and English. So when you make sentences, it just kind of like put in the wrong place. So yeah, you can see like I made
But I can't
like
tell with English.
for real.
Yeah.
I can feel that I still made like a lot of mistakes in my sentences, but I mean I don't care that
Girl,
much.
everybody makes mistakes.
Yeah.
No one's perfect. Not even native speakers.
Yeah, so I mean like I don't care. I mean if as long as people understand me, that's fine.
True that.
Yeah.
Is there any other languages that you speak?
No, actually. But I mean, I've been trying to speak Isan.
Yeah?
Does that count?
Let me hear some. Let me hear something.
Well, my grandma said like, stop, it's annoying. But I mean, I've been trying. Like, wow, bakoy dai. I don't know.
I think that's adorable. Aw.
Yeah, and I've been watching a lot of Japanese reality TV show lately.
Yeah.
So I've been like practicing my Japanese like daijoubu, like you know, tadaima.
What type of reality show?
It's called Terrace House
What
on
is it?
Netflix.
Oh, what is it like the Kardashians or something? Or like
no,
what
it's
type of
like,
reality
no, it's
show?
not. It's not like that. It's more like 6 people living in like the same house together. So they just like we see the development of the relationship and between
Kind of
people.
like Real World back in our days.
I don't know, but it's like it's a really cute reality TV show. I mean, like if you like see with the States TV show, it would be more like dramatic.
Too dramatic.
Yeah. But this one is really cute, really soft. I thought like, okay, maybe it would be boring, but actually it's really interesting. I mean, this is like a golden way to study acting because like it's so real. You can see all the reactions. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Yeah. We also know that you just came out with a new single,
Yeah.
an international single called Drive.
Yes.
Which, you know, Joseph mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
So how happy are you with the feedback with the single itself?
I'm actually really, really happy and really proud of this work. I mean, it's...
You wrote it yourself too,
I
right?
wrote it myself. And I mean, I've been dying to release English songs, but I didn't have the opportunity to do so. So this is like my new chapter. I became like independent artist. So everything is new. So it feels like this is the whole new chapter and I'm so ready to jump in it. And the feedback was almost 100% good. So it really pleased me. Like people actually really like my songs.
Yeah, I feel like it's very relevant. It's if I didn't know who you were and if I were just to listen to the music, I would have thought it was an international artist who released this song.
Oh, thank you.
It's really good. So keep it up. So what's next? Is there going to be an album?
Yeah, there's going to be an album, but also before that, I'm going to release like a few singles of the album before I dropped it. So right now, I'm still working on the music. The song is not fully done. Like not every song, I haven't wrote it all yet for the album, but I'm working on it.
Is there a plan, like tentatively, when you would release
something
the
like,
album?
okay, it should be this year. That's the plan.
Okay. It could be December 31st.
Oh, maybe, but I don't think that would be a good idea. But
No.
yeah.
All right, now we need to talk about your AFS year in Canada.
Ooh, that was
Yes.
the golden year of my life.
Was that your first experience living abroad as an adult? Well, not an adult, but
not
like
an
a
adult,
teenager.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I always go to France every summer, but it doesn't count as living there. I mean, I stay there for 2 months, but it's not like I'm going to school or meeting people or something like that. So that is the whole new experience. It's like I'm really like far away from my parents, alone in like different country. So that's like, I think it's an experience everyone should have actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Canadians also speak French, right?
Yeah, I was in Quebec, so everyone's speaking French. I actually intentionally choose the country that I can speak the language, so it wouldn't be so hard for me to get in along with people.
Yeah. So that's why you chose Canada.
Yeah,
and
I mean,
Quebec.
like it could be like the States or Canada. I wouldn't mind. Any part of the country would be fine.
Yeah. So that's why it was easier for you to adapt and to make friends, right?
Yeah.
Because you can speak the language.
Yes.
Which part of Canada did you live in?
I was living in Beloeil, a town called Beloeil, which is next to Montreal, like 30 minutes from there. Yeah.
And just the name itself
Beloeil
tells you that they predominantly speak French.
Yeah.
Right? What was the town like? And was it a city or was it more like a countryside?
It's more like a countryside, but not so countryside. It's like
a little bit of both.
It's like Lakabang of Bangkok.
So
Yeah.
like the suburb.
Yeah.
A little bit.
So it doesn't feel like you're living in like super countryside, but it's just like a tiny town.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was your first day like? Do you remember?
I remember me asking myself, like, what have I done to myself? Why would I put myself in these positions? I mean, like,
Why?
I was great back home. Why would I like trying to suffer myself like somewhere else? Yeah, that was my first thought, and I cried myself to sleep that night.
Why? What was your first day horrible? Like what
No,
happened?
it wasn't
What did you
horrible at all. But I
experience?
mean, like, it just shocked me. Like, okay, this is really happening.
Yeah.
For like the rest of the year, I don't know what's going to happen. That was like the idea of it. And like the first day of school was really scary because I don't have any friends. I don't know where the class is. I was late to the class because I didn't know how to go to the class. Like, yeah, but in the end, I made friends.
Yeah.
And I was happy with my first day, actually. Yeah.
You just needed time to adapt.
Yeah.
Tell us about your host family.
My host family.
Because I mean, we've had a few of our guests who have been in the AFS program.
You as well have been somewhere. I think.
Yeah, I lived with family members, but
Okay.
I didn't go through AFS. So I had a good host family because they're family. But I've heard of horror stories of host families, of different host families. How was yours?
My host family was actually really nice,
Yay!
but
There's always a but.
there's a but. Yeah, they are kind of different from other families. They're really introvert. They're really closed, and I mean, my host sister and my host brother have like a kind of mental problem that they have to go to a special school for these kind of kids. I mean, like it's like dyslexia or something. I'm not sure like how they call it.
Like a learning disability.
Yeah, learning disability. And my host brother is a little autistic. So the family is pretty protective because they don't want people to bully their
them.
kids. Yeah. And they just had this idea of me being around the house all the time, which I'm really extrovert person. Like I go out a lot. I hang out with friends all the time.
Yeah.
And they're just like, why you're never home? And I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm just like this is my new like experience. So I'm just having fun. I mean, like I spend every Sunday with them and things like that. But I don't know, like, you know, and until one day my host dad was really, really mad at me. And I was like, how am I going to do? Like, what am I going to do? I don't know. He doesn't even talk to me.
What was he mad at you for?
It's just a misunderstanding, something about like I was Skyping with my family in Thai, and he like came by behind me and like hello, something like that, and he kind of felt like I didn't want him there or something. So he just didn't feel good.
Yeah, he was offended or something.
Yeah. And I mean, like, I didn't say anything. I didn't think that way. And one day I came back from school and he's just like, didn't talk to me. I asked him a question. He was just silent. So I was like, what's going on? So my host mother was like, okay, he's really mad at you, at like things like that. And I wasn't sure, like, why? Why? I don't understand. And then I wanted to talk to my counselor, but she was in Italy. So I was like, okay, I'm really alone. So how am I going to handle this? I went into the bathroom. I cried myself for like 3 minutes. And then I realized, okay, I need to talk to him. So I went down, stand up like in front of him, like in front of the TV, not letting him watch. And like, are you going to talk to me? Because if you don't, I'm not going to talk to you as well.
Yes.
So he's like, okay, then we can talk.
Yeah.
Yeah. So by the end of the day, we made up and like, I kind of have like this
like macho personality.
Yeah, and I mean,
But
like, I
that's
became
really
more
mature.
manipulative, I guess.
But that's very mature of you to handle the situation the way you did.
Well, because I don't know how to handle like other ways. So I mean, like, we need to talk. Like,
We need to talk.
Just like, yeah,
Yeah. Oh, okay.
yeah.
That's cool. I mean, I'm impressed because I mean, thank you, counselor, for being in Italy.
Yeah,
because,
sure.
You
Yeah.
know, you handled the situation really well and you resolved it by the end of the day.
Yeah.
So, what about school and friends?
School and friends. My let's say, like, let's talk about my friends first.
Right.
My friends are really, really hippie people.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like really, really hippie. They just like hang out in the woods all the time. And like we have like this party in the wood.
Like with the bonfire and everything.
We have the bonfire as well. Yeah, but not in the winter, just in the summer.
Yeah.
In the winter, we go to like friends' house. Yeah, and they're just like really, really nice people. I mean, my school is pretty cool because like, I mean, we have nerds people. We have different kind of peoples, but we don't have that much bully people. So even though the popular kid and the not popular kid are friends still.
It was like that at my school too.
Yeah, so I was like, I didn't experience the kind of like the harsh high school, you know, genre.
Like in the movie.
Yeah, it's
you
not like that
you
for
weren't
me.
the new kid who was bullied.
No, I mean, no.
Yeah.
I wasn't bullied at all. And I mean, I even had like this problem with a younger girl another year. I mean, like in the canteen, we have like oven, the microwave.
Yeah.
Because like a lot of people bring their foods to school. And normally it should be warm by 2 plates only.
Yeah.
But what we do is like we just stuff all the foods in and we don't care like how long it takes to like to heat in the food.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what we do. And one day I was warming my food and then I went back to my table and then I came back to get my food. And my food was out of the microwave. And I saw this likeไม่ใช่ senior but junior year. She was like standing in front of it and I was like, why is my food out here? She's like, oh, it's not getting hot, so I'm just like take out. And you know, she's just like caring about herself. And I was like, this is not the way it works. So I just stuff like all the food in it, and like the younger year, like the freshman one, they're just like they don't know how to handle this situation.
Yeah.
I just take their food and stuff in the microwave, and it's like, do you have a problem with this? And she just shut up after that.
Good for you. Way to stand up for yourself and for others.
Yeah.
Dude, I love it. And I mean, to our listeners, you probably have seen V on TV. You're tiny.
Yeah, I'm tiny.
You're like me. We're very
really
small
tiny
frame
people. Yeah, but we don't like.
But we're
not scared.
We're feisty. We don't take crap from people.
Yeah, and even though it's not our language, we're just gonna like, we don't care. I'm just gonna like stand up for myself. This is not right.
Yes.
Yeah.
What was the most exciting or outrageous thing you did back then? Maybe it's something that you've never done before,
Okay.
or something you actually did it for the first time in Canada.
Does burning the kitchen count?
What?
No, I didn't do it intentionally.
How? What?
It
When?
was
Where?
an
Why?
accident. It was an accident. I was because I mean I don't cook.
Mm-hmm.
But when I have to go there, I mean, I practice my Thai food to cook for my family. And they didn't have like the pot to cook the rice.
Yeah.
It's not automatically that thing, so I have to do it like manually. And I mean, I forgot about that rice. So
Yeah.
it burned. And it smells bad. It smelled really burned. And then I opened the cover.
Uh-huh.
And I saw like it was all black, and I was panicking. I was like, what? So I took out the pot and put it on the counter, but the counter was the plastic. So it just like burned, like
And melted?
it leaves mark. And no, it just melt, and it's like pong ตัวขึ้น
Oh my
it's swollen, and then it
gosh.
breaks. And I was like, damn, what did I do? And then I laughed, like I laughed really hard. And then my host dad just came in, and he's like, what are we going to do? I was like, no, it's okay. I'll pay for it. Don't worry. He's like, no, it's not like that. But I mean, it wasn't something serious, but he was like really shocked with that kitchen incident. So after that, for a week, he went to buy like small bricks.
Yeah.
And then he just put it on that counter. So he says like, okay, now you can put the pot on it. It's not gonna burn.
Oh, he's so sweet. At least he didn't ban you from cooking.
No, he's not.
You know, at least he's like, oh, you could still continue
Cook,
doing
but
what
at
you're
least
doing.
don't destroy the counter again.
I love it. Did he ended up fixing it?
No, we didn't fix it. We hid it under the granite brick. Yeah.
Oh man, that is funny.
Yeah.
How do you think you changed after 1 year being abroad? Was it a good experience for you overall?
Yeah, it's a really great experience for me. And I mean, I grew a lot from there. Before that, I was like a really bitchy person.
Really?
Yeah, kind of. I mean, like, I'm a judgy person before that. And I mean, like, when I went in Canada, my family was, I told you, they were a bit weird because, like, the younger one is autistic, and, like, the older one, it has to be in the different school as well. So, I mean, like, it's a kind of, genetically, I guess it passed on. So they have like different kind of personality with the society.
Yeah.
So I mean, at first I felt like, oh my god, they're so weird. Like, how am I going to survive this? But since they bought a new bed just for me, so I mean, I might as well just try like to fit in. And then at first it was really hard for me, but then I changed my point of view, and I mean, like, I just laugh with them, and like, just, you know, they're nice people even though they're different.
Yeah.
So that's why, I mean, if I could live with them for like the whole year, I mean, like, I could live with anyone.
Yeah.
So yeah.
How old were you? What grade were you in?
I was 17.
So were you a junior or?
I was a senior.
You were a
Yeah.
senior.
Yeah. I had prom.
Yeah. How was your prom?
My prom was great. I had a date.
Yeah. Did you ask him or did he ask you?
I actually asked him.
You go, girl. That's my kind of woman.
No, and he's like, he's not in my school. he used to be in my school. He's a university.
Oh, going for the older guy.
Yeah, I dated an older guy. Yeah.
That's cute. Did you have a great time at
Yeah,
prom?
I had a really great time.
See, that's good when you go to study abroad during your senior year because you get to do a bunch of activities because they have a lot of activities for seniors. Like, there's like, I don't know if you guys had like senior ditch day or like there's always some kind of special day for seniors.
We have a day that we dressed up as a theme like every once a month. I mean, like, we're gonna have like, okay, changing of sex. Like, we're gonna have to dress up in school, like, to be something else.
Yeah. What was your favorite theme?
I like I didn't dress up, but I mean, people dressed up. It's a occupation.
Yeah.
And people in my school, they're really funny because, like, a few of them dressing up as Ghost and the other one dressing up as Ghostbuster, and he came up with the machine like a
vacuum?
Yeah, vacuum machine to chase around the ghosts in the cafeteria.
I love it.
And they broke into the office and like turned on the song of Ghostbuster, and they just run around like the canteen.
That's brilliant. That's so funny.
Yeah.
All right, now we need to talk about your DJing job.
Okay.
Your radio host job.
I don't really count that as my job. I mean, I feel like that's a hangout spot.
Because you love it that much.
I mean, I don't feel like I'm doing a lot of things. I'm just talking with my friend. It's not like if you're talking alone. I mean, like, this is like a job to like entertain people. But actually, I felt like with Junjun, I feel like we just go to Mawa.
Yeah. Girl talk.
Yeah, all the time. It feels like we're talking in bedroom all the time. And people are just like calling us in and we're like, okay, put it on speaker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So besides being an artist, you also DJ at Cat Radio.
Yeah.
Right? With Junjun, like you said. How did you get this? Well, I don't want to say job, right? How did you get this gig? Were you just given it or did you have to audition?
I actually had to audition, but it just landed on my lap. People from Cat Radio were like, okay, do you want to come try out this? I was like, huh? What is this? But I mean, like, I already said yes. Like, I couldn't say no.
Yeah.
So maybe I just go try it out. And then after that, I got the job. Like, even though they didn't ask if I wanted or not.
Yeah.
So I got the job. And I'm like, okay, then I'll do it. So that's how I got the job. Yeah.
You started off with a solo show, right?
Yeah, that was really awkward show.
Really?
Yeah.
Why? What's the difference between hosting a radio show by yourself versus being paired up with a girlfriend like Junjun?
Like, first of all, being host alone, you feel like, okay, who am I talking to?
Yeah.
Like, you don't know what your audience look like. I mean, you can feel like you talk to the audience, but you don't know the age of the audience or like the face of the audience. So you don't feel like you're talking to anyone. You're just talking there.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It just feel awkward. I stopped having things to say. Like, I running out of things. And I just kept like turn on the music and just say like a few sentences like, wow, the song is so great. And then put on the next song. Something like that. It was so awkward that people at Cat Radio just like, okay, you're so pathetic. I just put you with Junjun instead. Then
And that changed everything.
Yeah, that changed.
Yeah. Do you take calls from listeners too? And what do they usually call and talk about?
Yeah, we have a lot of calls and we have a lot of different kind of people. They're like really young ones in school. They just like talk about, oh, I have this exams coming or like, what should I think about the exams or how to get in uni or like, okay, I have a problem with my friend or like a boyfriend or something like that. So it's just really something to talk about, like really young. But also we have like people from around 30 or 40 calling in and talked about like the perspective of life. Or we even have a depression patient calling in, like talked about like they need somebody to talk to. So they just call in and talk with us.
Oh,
yeah,
that's nice. They just need to release that stress.
Yeah,
and just
I mean,
need
like
someone to listen to
we
them.
have this one really peak calls from a guy. He said like, okay, I'm having a depression right now, and right now I'm on the bridge. And we were like so shocked because we wouldn't know how to do. But thank God we had like Greasy Cafe sitting next to us.
Yeah.
So he was the adult one in all of us.
Yeah.
So he kind of knows how to handle. And Jun was like saying things like to calm him down. So I was like, okay, I had to play my part. I don't want this to be too serious. So I'm just like playing all the jokes around, like just not to make it too serious. Yeah. But and by the end of the night, it was the last call of the night, and we hung up, and then my boss, she called back him again and like, okay, can I have your like address or something, and you can come to Cat T-shirt, and we can give you like free tickets, and like you come meet with us, like, you know, come hang out. And he actually came, so it was a really great news. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it must have been so relieved for
we
you guys.
can hear the river down the bridge. I mean, like the water was streaming. We can hear it through the phone. Yeah.
That's scary.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't know what to do in that situation.
Yeah, we were like, okay, like what should we do?
Yeah. Like passing notes, like let's say this.
Yeah.
Well, at least you guys handled it well, and you saved a life.
Yeah.
So I mean, you wouldn't know what he would have done.
I think he wanted help, so that's why he called. He just wants somebody to talk to, like to stop him from that thinking, and act like we picked up, so it was a good thing to do.
Yeah. What do you like about being a radio DJ?
I like the people and listening to the music.
Yeah.
I mean, I really like the people that I'm working with, my boss, my colleagues like Jun. And like when we have events of like music festival, it's like a charging battery, because like people that came to see the concerts, they're just like genuinely really nice. And that's the positive vibe I get from the job. Yeah.
No. So tell our listeners, what is the day and time of your show, and how can people follow you?
My day and time of the Cat Radio show is on Monday, 9 p.m. You can listen it on thisiscat.com. And to follow me, you can follow me on Instagram and Facebook or YouTube. Yeah.
Okay. How do you say Violette in French? Because you said it earlier when I asked you, and you said it so beautifully. I can't.
It's like Violette Woutier.
Yeah, it sounds so sexy.
It's really French. Yeah.
And like when you hear French, you're just like, oh, no matter what you said, you're like, oh my god, so clem, you know. It makes you like, oh, it's so sexy.
But you know, I actually have a problem pronouncing my name in English. Because like I always know how to pronounce it in French.
Yeah.
So this is like my real name. It's Violette Woutier.
Yeah.
But I have to say in English, I like it's Violette Woutier. I don't know. It doesn't sound really right. I mean, sometimes I just cheat my name by saying, yeah, I'm Violet. Yeah. Like But I don't like the name Violet because it's not my real name, but it's easier for people sometimes. Yeah.
So Violette will come back next week and talk more, and also play all the fun games that we have ready for you.
Okay.
For us to get to know you a little better. And of course, we'd like to invite all of you to play along with us. So please, next Wednesday, join us here on We Need to Talk podcast at the Standard Podcast. และถ้ารู้ว่าเพื่อนคนไหนรักภาษาอังกฤษชอบฟังภาษาอังกฤษหรือเรื่องราวที่น่าสนใจของเซเลบหลากหลายฝากแชร์เอพิโซดนี้ให้เขาฟังกันด้วยนะคะ This is Bo Savitri วันนี้ไปก่อนนะคะสวัสดีค่ะ
Bo Savitri.
Bo Savitri. I know. Like one time I tried to be like Bo Savitri. This is Bo Savitri. He's like, no, I like Savitri because it's like when I lived in the States. Yeah.
The Standard Podcast. Eye-opening for your ears.